It started with a growl. Not a bark. Not a howl. Just a low, rumbling growl from the back of the hallway. The kind of sound a dog makes when something's not right, but no one else can see it yet. The Hayes family didn't think much of it. Sadie, their golden retriever, was always alert. Always loyal. She was the family's protector. But on that night, she became something more. She became the warning no one heard. And the tragedy no one saw coming. This is the true story of Sadie, the dog who tried to warn them seconds before disaster. The Hayes family lived in a quiet, tree-lined neighborhood in suburban Ohio, the kind where the loudest noise at night came from cicadas or the occasional passing car. Jack Hayes was a school teacher. His wife Miranda worked from home as a copy editor. They had 2 kids, Lily, age 9, and Max, just 6. And then there was Sadie. Sadie had been with them for 5 years. A golden retriever with deep amber eyes and a sense of calm that made her the perfect family dog. But Sadie wasn't always calm. Not when something felt off. She had been adopted from a shelter when she was 2. Before that, no one knew where she came from. She had no tags, no chip, and no history. Just a deep fear of loud noises and a fierce protectiveness over children. The shelter said she'd been found hiding under a porch in a storm. Her ribs were visible. Her fur was matted. But her eyes? They never blinked when people walked near the kids' cages. That's why Miranda chose her. She protects children, she told Jack. She's been through something. I can feel it. She wasn't wrong. Sadie had instincts most dogs don't develop in suburban backyards. For years, Sadie was the perfect companion. She'd wait at the door when Lily came home from school. She'd sleep at the foot of Max's bed. She never bit, growled, or snapped. Except for one thing. She had a habit. Sometimes, late at night, she would patrol the hallways. Back and forth. Silent. Focused. Other times, she'd sit and stare, not at people, but into corners. Walls. Windows. Like she was watching something no one else could see. Jack joked about it. Maybe she's got ghost radar. Miranda wasn't so sure. Animals know things, she said. They sense what we ignore. Sadie's behavior wasn't constant. But when it happened, it was intense. And it would all come back on one very cold November night. November 9th. Temperatures had dropped below freezing. The wind was sharp. The first snow had dusted the roofs like powdered sugar. Inside, the Hayes house was warm. Lily and Max were making paper turkeys for school. Miranda was editing manuscripts in her office. Jack had gone downstairs to check on the furnace. That's when he smelled something faint. It wasn't strong. Not like a full gas leak. Just a hint of something metallic, something sweet. He chalked it up to old pipes. The furnace had been acting up for weeks, but it still ran. The technician couldn't come until the weekend. He closed the basement door and went back upstairs. That's when Sadie started barking. Not wildly. Not hysterically. Just one sharp bark toward the basement. Then she sat, right in front of the door, and didn't move. Scientists have long studied how dogs sense danger before humans do. The answer lies in their senses. Dogs have up to 300 million olfactory receptors in their noses, compared to a human's mere 6 million. They can detect a single drop of blood in an Olympic-sized swimming pool. Their ears. Dogs can hear frequencies up to 65,000 hertz, far beyond the human limit of 20,000 hertz. They hear things we never will. And it's not just the 5 senses. Dogs pick up on subtle shifts in body language, heart rates, stress hormones, and even electrical signals through their paws. Some scientists believe dogs can even detect seismic activity moments before earthquakes strike, because they feel tiny vibrations we don't even register. So when a dog starts growling at nothing, it's not nothing. It's something we can't sense yet. Sadie was sensing something. Something growing. By 9 p.m., the kids were getting ready for bed. Jack was upstairs reading. Miranda was folding laundry in the living room. Sadie? She hadn't left the basement door. She paced in a small circle, sat again, barked, sharp and urgent, then growled. Miranda called out, "Sadie, come on, stop it." But Sadie didn't move. Then, something new. She walked down the hallway and stopped in front of Lily and Max's door. She whined, pawed the carpet, then lay flat on her stomach, ears pinned back. Jack stepped out. Sadie? She didn't wag her tail, didn't look up. She was guarding them. Around 2:30 a.m., Jack stirred awake. The house was silent until he heard a sound. It wasn't loud, just a thud, then a low whimper, then bark. Jack jumped up. Sadie was slamming herself against the bedroom door. He opened it, and she took off, full sprint down the hallway, down the stairs, toward the basement. He followed, now wide awake. Sadie, what is it? She stood at the top of the stairs, growling, not barking, not whining, just staring into the darkness. Jack looked at her, then turned toward the basement switch. He reached for it. The flick of the switch sparked. It was barely visible, but it was enough. At 2:36 a.m., the house exploded. Neighbors were thrown from their beds. Windows shattered 3 houses down. Smoke and fire lit up the street. The entire back half of the house collapsed inward. The roof caved. Walls buckled. The explosion had started in the furnace, ignited by the light switch Jack had just touched. Miranda and the kids were pulled from the wreckage by first responders. Jack was killed instantly, and Sadie's body was never found. Only her collar, burnt, twisted, was discovered beneath what was left of the basement stairs. The community mourned. Donations poured in. News stations ran the story. Dog tries to warn family before gas explosion. Golden retriever senses danger, seconds too late. Sadie the hero dog. Gone, but not forgotten. Miranda spoke softly to reporters. She tried. God, she tried so hard. She barked. She paced. She warned us. We just didn't understand. She later admitted she'd noticed a strange smell for days, but thought it was the furnace burning off dust. Investigators confirmed that the leak had been small, slow, and lethal. Sadie had known. She had tried to save them all. Sadie's story isn't just emotional. It's educational. Dogs are often our first line of defense, not just against intruders, but environmental threats. Dogs have been known to detect cancer in patients before doctors can, sense seizures before they happen, smell mold, gas, fire, and even low blood sugar in diabetics. They are not simply pets. They are sensory machines, capable of detecting dangers we cannot. Yet most of us dismiss their warnings. We shush their barks, ignore their growls, laugh when they stare into empty corners. But what if that growl isn't empty? What if it's everything? Sadie left behind more than a family in mourning. She left behind a lesson. Listen, when your dog changes behavior suddenly, take note. When they bark at a specific spot over and over, check it. When they refuse to move, or won't sleep, or whine without reason, investigate. Trust isn't just about obedience. It's about listening, even when you don't understand. Sadie barked. She begged. She gave her life trying to be heard, so that maybe, somewhere, someday, another family might listen. If your dog ever acts strangely, staring, growling, barking without a cause, stop. Don't yell. Don't dismiss. Just pay attention. Because sometimes it's not nothing. Sometimes it's everything. And sometimes your dog is the only thing standing between you and disaster. This has been Triller Pictures. Real stories from the animal world. Raw, untold, and unforgettable. Subscribe for more. Because sometimes the wild is closer than you think.